Yeah, whatever. Bullshit.
Listening to this Belly Up Sports Podcast Network product. Some said we go belly up, so we made it our name, and we're still here.
Hi, I'm Nick. That's Anthony. That's TJ. That's that guy Sal. And when we're not talking about sports, we're thinking of you, naked, thigh deep in tofu. No, just kidding. We're the Scoreboard Addicts podcast, and we're here to party. 9:30 on a Wednesday, ready to rock, ready to roll. Big week of sports coming up. I talked about it on our Masters show. If you missed it, you need to catch it. Masters coming up, but I talked about it on the Masters show. A lot of people would say the best time of year for sports is the fall time. Football getting kicked off, hockey, basketball, baseball winding down in the fall. I'm sitting here for a quick second. I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe the springtime is the best time for sports. Only because you got baseball kicking off, and I love the nice weather. I'm sorry. When I see somebody swinging a bat and hearing that ball hit that lumber, it just sounds like spring is around the corner, and it feels good. On top of that, you got hockey heating up for playoff races. Same thing with the NBA. The Masters is kicking off this week. And WrestleMania, not to mention the Final Four. March/April might be the best time of year for sports, minus football. You don't got football, and that's sad. But, I mean, football ultimately is not the every single day event like the other sports are. Like, I can watch hockey 3 to 4 times a week. Baseball damn near every day. Basketball 3-4 times a week. Football you get once a week, and honestly for me it's not enough. But what do you guys think about that? What do you think is the best time of year for sports?
I like Jim Nantz season. We have March Madness followed by the Masters. This is like Jim Nantz's time to shine. So I love the spring. I'm with you. Baseball starts, March Madness, the Masters. I do love it. The playoffs are starting for NBA, and I agree with you. I like the springtime.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. This is probably the best time in sports. I mean, you just came off the Final Four. You just came off of 2 great nights of WrestleMania. You got the NBA playoffs coming up, Masters. Got some exciting stuff coming up.
What are your thoughts, T? This is the best time of year for sports?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially when the Rangers are doing well, going hot into the playoffs. Got everything to look forward to with the NHL when the Rangers are doing good. Trouncing the Devils this week, that's always a bonus. Makes the springtime so much better. And then my absolute favorite sporting event of the year is the Masters. So, I mean, you can't not be hyped. I caught myself today just in my office taking swings and trying to look in the mirror and see how awful I look. But it's that time of year, man.
Wait, hold on. It's because of your swing, right? Because you're a handsome man. It's not because of you. It's because of your swing.
It's definitely both. I don't like the way I look, and I don't like the way my swing looks. That's for shit sure.
Yeah, stop dipping those hips, TJ.
Dude, I'm trying. I got away from it with the irons. I don't move. I don't sway my hips too much anymore. But my driver swing is still. I can't keep that back leg from kicking the hip out a little bit. I got to get better, especially when you beat me in the longest drive. I mean, that's just insulting.
Just to show.
Whoa. Don't insult me because I beat you.
Dude, right? McCormick called me this week, and he was like, oh, how did everything go? I was like, oh, well, Rook gave you a shout out. He goes, yeah, I'm not watching because of Rook.
He did the same thing at Matt's wedding. He was just like, the reason I don't watch your show is because of Anthony.
That's not true, though. He loves me.
Dude, no, he has a serious issue with you, and he doesn't appreciate the fact that you used his driver to beat me with the longest drive. He even said, and I quote, listen, he may have won, but we both know every day, 99 out of 100, you go out on the course, you're going to put it way past Rook. And I said, yeah, I can't argue with that.
Hey, you know what? Like the Little Giants, just that one time. I just needed one time.
Great reference. So moving on. This week's a big week. Let's start with the Masters. Let's talk about the Masters. We had a huge show on Sunday. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it.
Can I play my video?
Go ahead, play your video.
Augusta National, home of the Masters, with such iconic views and iconic moments. The joys of victory.
Can you believe it? Nick Faldo.
The biggest shots and the biggest and brightest moments. The roar of the Sunday crowd.
Is it his time? Yes! At long last!
The tears of joy.
Oh, Jesus. Who gives it? I can't even talk.
Play the most precise golf under the most extreme pressures, and so, I've come out great, but I do feel sorry for Craig.
And of course, the green jacket. Memories that last through generations. Join us as we go through the most memorable Masters moments.
Wow.
Brings a tear.
Two things. One, the first
so
one
beautiful.
would be that would have been really great if somebody would have just removed the banner so that we could see the ball go into the cup.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. And then two, who was the guy, the two British guys? One looked like Bradley Cooper and the other one looked like Gordon Ramsay.
That was Nick Faldo getting the jacket from Bernhard Langer.
Yeah.
There were two guys. One had a beard. He looked like Bradley Cooper, and the next guy looked like Gordon Ramsay. I was like, we need to make a movie right now.
Listen,
Well, that one was definitely Nick Faldo. I can't remember the other one.
So, am I the only one sitting here just hoping and praying in that last second you see Phil Mickelson like Scott Hall coming through the crowd and just walking up on first tee? Hey, yo. And just there to fuck shit up.
Who I am, and you know why I'm here.
I would just love to see that. Just to him walk out of the crowd, point to Tiger, and then it's just on. What are they going to do? Not let him play?
Then he just pulled this out. He goes, right now.
So, wait. So, before we move on, I actually got a voicemail. Let me see. T, you have the access to voicemails too, but let me see if you can hear it.
Hey guys, this is Ron Mexico calling in from Little St. James Island. I have one question. Who had the most iconic shot? Bubba hooking a 52-degree wedge, 40 yards on a 10 to set up a win, or Tiger's chip in on the 16? Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Pretty good question. Thanks, Ron Mexico from Little St. James Island.
I'm amazed that the Phil Mickelson shot from the pine straw it wasn't included in that. Because no offense to Bubba Watson, I think that's the Phil Mickelson from the pine straw, putting it to a couple feet is more iconic than the Bubba shot. And then either way, I think you just got to you tip the cap and give it to Tiger, because that was just, especially with the fact that every announcer, every broadcaster was just like shitting on him, like he's not even going to get this close. He'll be lucky if this stays on the green. And then he just trickles it in. It was just like he was listening, like just telling himself, like, yeah, fuck all of you. You don't know golf. This is going in.
Listen here, TJ. You can't talk about Phil Mickelson anymore, all right? He is Chris Benoit at this point, all right? We don't talk about Phil. Phil doesn't exist anymore, according to the PGA. He's done. That's it. They got rid of
Dude, I want to see Phil come triumphantly through that crowd. Just through the friggin' magnolias, just come busting through some azaleas, be like, I'm here, motherfuckers.
Is there a record that Phil holds at all?
I'm sure there is, but
is he like number 2 in anything? Because if he is, guess what? He's not anymore. Stricken from the record books, like Chris Benoit winning the Royal Rumble from number 1 to number 30. All right, he's gone. That's it.
It's not even
they got rid of Phil. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm saying that's what happened.
They're trying, but it's just not going to happen because most golf fans are just like, dude, we don't care what his statements are. We don't care that you guys don't appreciate him trying to play the PGA against Live Golf. No one cares. We want to see more golf. We want to see Live Golf take off. We want to see the best of the best playing against each other for an extra couple of weeks a year. Okay? Especially the format that they have set up. It's built for golf fans. So I don't understand all the hate. It's the typical, well, the PGA says I shouldn't like it, so I guess I'll listen. We form our own opinions here. More golf is awesome. I don't care if they came out with like a putt-putt league and they just went to different friggin' mini golf courses around the country and was like, all right, we're playing $1 million skins game right now, throwing families off the course. I'd be all for it.
So I'm just going to give my opinion on this is that I like the Bubba Watson shot. I mean, listen, I love Tiger Woods. Bubba Watson shot wasn't in like, the extra time or overtime, I guess you could say, the extra hole, right? He puts a bad drive into the straw and then he hooks that thing like almost 90 degrees to get it onto the green. I think it's an incredible shot. Listen, we're all going to have different opinions. I know I love Tiger. That Tiger moment always gives me chills when you watch it because it's like slowly trickling down, stops for a moment, and then bam, just falls. I mean, they're both great moments. I mean, look, there's so many good Masters moments. I mean, we went over this on our show on Sunday, but I mean, those two, I think those two always stick out in my mind. I know you said Phil from the straws, but I don't know. Bubba from the straws sticks out in my mind more than the Phil one.
Well, what sticks out in my mind is during that Bubba shot, if that's me, I'm like, all you people are dead. You might want to give me way wider than that because I'm about to skull one of you.
Yeah, I agree on that. But no, it's funny you're saying more golf, which I agree with. And you were saying do different, like, even if they were doing putt-putt. You were talking about this today on Twitter, was the par 3 contest today.
Amazing.
They have at the Masters, which is amazing.
I mean, it got cut short with the weather, but it's just that's what, when else do you get a tournament that involves, most tournaments they'll set up, a pro-am and some of the bigger pro-ams, the more well-known pro-ams, especially the one at Pebble Beach, they'll actually broadcast. But most tournaments are set up around pro-ams and stuff. A lot of it's charity events to raise money. But, I mean, what else do you see these guys come out? Like, when are you going to see Gary Player come out and Tom Watson and these guys that, are up there in age? This is the only time, especially for a lot of us that we weren't around for their heyday, to get to see them. And I mean, watching Gary Player put it to within a couple inches a couple times before they called it due to weather. I mean, how else do you get to see that? You don't. This whole week is just special. Everything that's done there is just like on a grand scale, and it's amazing. And I just don't, as a golf fan, I love every single second of it. Like, I want more.
I agree. I love it. The thing I love it too, it reminds me kind of like when they do like the home run derby. Like the kids are on the field, the kids are in the caddies outfits, the wives are hanging on the bags, handing the clubs off. I saw I think it was Scotty Scheffler's wife. After he hit one of the shots, she came over like with a towel, was cleaning off his irons for him. It's like, it's just fun. And I love it. I mean, it'd be cool if they just did a par 3 contest, like every now and then, just throw, like you said, just see older players like Gary Player out there. Like that'd be fun. Like every now and then, just do a par 3 contest for the weekend. Fuck it. Who cares? But yeah, I mean, the Masters was the tradition of the par 3 contest is just incredible. And like seeing the families together, like how often everyone's just having fun. And it's just,
right.
How often do you see that before a big tournament? So,
dude, I love it. Seeing these players, their families, you get to see them how they really are, smiling, having a good time, hitting a bad shot and laughing about it. Every time somebody yelled 4 and they got caught in the crowd, it was hysterical. And then Kokrak was the only one to hit a hole-in-one today. That was epic. And I forget who it was, but somebody put one into the gallery and right along the green, and everybody's screaming at the guy that caught the ball to throw it, and he throws it on the green and almost rolls in, and the players are like, go, because they would have counted that shit as a hole-in-one. They'd be like, yep, no, it's in. I hit it, and it magically went in the cup. I'd count that as a hole in one. I'm gonna start setting people up on the course with me on par threes. Like, dude, just go over there, catch it, and throw it.
Yeah, that'd be great. But
actually, I would watch the shit out of it. I don't watch golf. But if they had a thing where if you caught it on the fly and then chucked it and it went in the cup, it counted, I'd watch the shit out of golf.
You got 6
just
points
because of the off chance that ball might take a swerve and crack somebody right in the dome as they're trying to catch it on the fly.
Can you imagine just fans?
I just invent a new game. This game sounds awesome.
Dude, just fans setting up behind the ropes with like baseball gloves trying to get involved, because guess what? If you catch a ball and then put it back in play and you get it on the green and set up a birdie, I think you get a piece of the friggin' prize.
You make it like ultimate frisbee. You get one step after the catch to make the throw.
That's
I'm watching that. I'm watching that every week.
Well, let's get to what we're really here for, which is the Masters picks. I know me and TJ, we made our picks earlier this week. I think we're going to go a little bit more in depth with it. I think because now the lines are really out.
Yes, we have the lines. Pull them up on FanDuel.
So, yeah, we're going to go to FanDuel.
Shameless plug.
Still waiting for them to sponsor us. Just saying.
Still waiting.
Hey, FanDuel.
We're talking let's first start with, I guess, our winners. I have to pull up the lines to the top tens. But so my picks again were Cameron Smith plus 1,500. And then my other pick was Victor Hovland plus 1,900 right now. I also do like Cantley. I was watching a TikTok video of this, and the guy basically broke it down to like all these different stats and stuff when it comes to like, guys who have played at least 3 or more times are typically a Masters winners. They have to be over a certain age. It's rare that someone's young. And number one person he came up with was Patrick Cantley. So that was that guy's pick for it, but it was plus 2,200 for Patrick Cantley. So those are 3 of my picks out the gate.
So I was going with Dustin Johnson for my winner at plus 1,500. Xander Schauffele at plus 185 to go top 10. But I also spread it around a little bit. This is my favorite. I like having some money in the mix. So I did take pretty much for about 1 unit each, which is I usually do about $20. I went with Scotty Scheffler. I went with Sam Burns, Tiger Woods, of course, because he's in the mix. And if he sets up that magical, momentous, oh my God, I can't believe this guy is in the hunt. Oh my God, he might actually win. I want a piece of that. Okay. Not only do I want to witness it, I want to win a little bit of money. So I took him, Schauffele, and I believe I took Patrick Cantley as well. Just spread it out a little bit because it's it's a deep field. It's anybody's game. It's all about who's, you don't got to beat each other. You got to beat the course. You got to beat yourself. And it's all about, having that precise accuracy around there, coming up with a game plan, knowing where to miss, knowing where to set yourself up to hit the green, especially on the par fives. And, who's going to come out of amen corner under par, not over.
Yeah, and if we're going through other people, because I do spread it around as well, just like you, Tony Finau is always up there for me. I always pick him. He's been top 10, I think the last 3. And in 2018, that was when he hurt himself at the par 3 contest. I think he shattered his ankle or something. He still played. But the last 3 years, he's been in the top 10. In 2019, he actually almost won it. Remember? It was
right.
Tiger came back in that one. He was close to winning. Yeah, Nick.
Didn't he put it in the water along with everybody else? Brooks Koepka, him. What's his name? Francisco Molinari. They all put it in the water, and they kind of took themselves out of the hunt.
Yes,
right. Tiger's just like, I'm going to hit the green. I could do that.
Yeah. Wait, I think didn't he get hurt, TJ, in 2018? Finau, he was dancing on the par 3.
He holed out on the par 3, and then as he was walking, he kind of dislocated his ankle, celebrating, running down the hill, and then he popped it back in. And they ask him about it every year, and they asked him about it this year. And I've heard multiple interviews of him doing it, and he's like, I'm so sick of it, but I'll just never live it down. He goes, I'm sick of people asking me about it. And everybody's like, dude, it was crazy. Your ankle, right. Your freaking joint was touching the ground. Your foot was just off to the side. Like, hey, I shouldn't be over here.
Mick Foley fell off a fucking 19-foot Hell in a Cell. Didn't dislocate anything. This guy's walking down a hill playing golf. Dislocates his ankle.
Well, he wasn't walking. He was kind of like dancing around because like TJ said he held it out, so he was like dancing around the crowd.
I maintain Mick Foley
he
fell
kind
off
of like did
19.
like a he kind of did like a 180 and sort of backpedal, and then as he turned like with his arms raised, he just
That's what you get for being a jackass.
not being a jackass. He was celebrating.
Yeah, he's
Celebrate
celebrating.
quietly, internally. All right. When you're
TJ.
a stud, you don't need to celebrate.
Yeah.
You just know you're great.
TJ, how do you feel about Bryson this week? What is it? How do you feel about his chances?
I don't like him.
All right.
He hasn't been playing incredible golf. He was hurt a little bit this year. I believe it was his hip. He had a tear in his what do they call it? Give me a second. His labrum.
Hip flexor?
Labrum.
Labrum is his hip.
Yeah, you have a labrum in your hip and your shoulder.
I don't believe you.
I'm telling you.
Google it.
Google it.
Why are you lying to me?
Google it.
So he was injured, but his game doesn't suit the course, and I think he kind of cursed himself.
I agree.
Today they were talking about like asking a lot of pros, like, hey, would you want to win the par 3 before you win a green jacket? And everybody's like, no, like, because if you win the par 3, you have no chance of winning the green jacket. That's like kind of a myth, a legend, a curse that's out there. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's one of those things out there. But I think Bryson cursed himself by calling it a par 67 or par 68 course. It's like, dude, go out there and shoot in the 60s 4 times if you feel that way.
Exactly.
And then you can say that, but he hasn't done it yet.
No,
So
he hasn't. I agree with
listen,
you.
it doesn't suit his game. It's not a place for, if there's a lot of holes that, if you drive it down there long, you set yourself up nice, but it's such a course set up for calculated shots and just straight accuracy and knowing how to get the ball close. And even when you land on the green, getting it to actually stay on the green and not roll 30, 40 feet past or 30, 40 feet off to the front because it's a false front. It's mental chess. It's a war. And you got to know where your landing spots are. Your caddy has to be out there doing precise calculations. I mean, again, I want to see more golf. I want to see, like tonight, I want to see caddies out there. They're out there right now rolling golf balls along the green. They're figuring out where the misses are going to be. They're trying to figure out, like, all right, how firm are these fairways? How thick is the rough? Walking out yardages, because the yardages do change a little bit every year depending on how they set it up. So that's the stuff I'm interested to see, because I believe it was Justin Thomas talking about him and his caddies' work that they put together and just their yardage books and stuff like that, and how pretty much they're set up to where, all right, you're in this fairway, you're aiming at this tree behind the green is where you're aiming to get it to land, regardless of where the pin is, or you're aiming at this TV tower on this shot. For me, it's just like, please hit grass. Anywhere in the grass is fine.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think Bryson's game. A lot of people like Bryson. I think they boosted him to win. I think on FanDuel or something, they did some sort of boost for him to top 10 or whatever it is. I just don't like his game here at Augusta. But going back to picks, so I do like Matthew Fitzpatrick top 10. That's plus 360 right now on FanDuel. And I'll take Tony Finau as well, plus 450 top 10. He's so consistent at Augusta. This is what fifth time playing at Augusta now. I think he's used to the course. He knows how to get his way around. And I think it's important. It's always cool to go at the Masters because the Masters is always the same course. So these guys always get their experience. One of the factors that like typical Masters winners are guys who have been there for at least 3 times before they win. So you got to like someone who has their experience there, especially like Tony Finau, who was in the mix. Like I said, back in 2019, he's been in the mix the last 3 straight years. So that's always important. And I think that's it. I might go with a Harold Varner. Who is that? Harold Varner. Was that back in 2020 where he led through, I think, until Saturday, right?
But was it that long? Did he go that long into it?
I think he did. I think he got into Saturday. I might have lost it at the Saturday, but I know he was sticking around. He was having playing really well there. So my long shot here would be Harold Varner at the third, plus 700 for a top 10 finish.
You know what? I would love to, and it's a long shot, and it's just something that I'm not going to put money on, but I would love to see. I would love to see Kevin Kisner go down there and play well. I like Kisner. He seems like a down-to-earth, great kind of guy, fun-loving, enjoys the game of golf. great golfer. He just doesn't hit it as long. So I think we can all relate. You know, we're not out there bombing at 320 yards. He can put it down the fairway, 270 with good accuracy. He's lights out with the putter. So I would like to see him make a run. But even he says it's just not set up for his game. I mean, even if he hits it perfect, he's still setting himself up to try to wedge in close and then finish off with a par because it's just so difficult out there.
Yeah, and if you're looking to bet him, he's plus 1,000 right now in the top 10. So, Christian Benzahut from South Africa, plus 1,000 in the top 10, just because he's been my pick all season long. But TJ, who do you got? Who your couple of top 10 picks if you got him?
Yeah, so I said Xander Schauffele. He's definitely part of my top 10. I like Sam Burns as part of my top 10. Let me pull up the odds for him. 1 second.
I just had it open.
Give me 1 second. Very unprofessional. I apologize.
Sam Burns is plus 360.
So Sam Burns. I mean, listen, Xander Schauffele is always in the hunt. I would even consider taking him top 5 because he's been there. He just doesn't finish out. I see a lot of people going with Victor Hovland. I just don't think his wedge game is up to snuff, especially around here where it's a little mistake can really cost you a few strokes around these greens. So I think that's going to kill him. Somebody else.
Just so you know, Xander's plus 185 in a top 10 finish.
Yeah. So
top 5, he is. Sorry, I never had it. Plus 390 for a top 5.
Gotcha. I mean, I think what's Tiger Woods going off at for a top 10? Because that would be some good money if he sticks it out and plays and doesn't pull himself after the first round. I think he's got, just because his knowledge of the course, and they said he's swinging the ball, he's swinging the clubs well, he's putting the ball out there pretty far. He's averaging, I think, 290 drives. So it's not going to be a length issue. It's just going to be a stamina issue for him.
That's what she said. Trying to find him right now. Sorry, give me 1 second. I didn't look it up for Tiger Woods top 10.
I got it right here, plus 500. So,
what did I miss? I missed that.
I think the biggest question is why Hideki Matsuyama coming back as the champion is so low on the odds. I mean, even just the top 10 finish, he's plus 650. So why is he? I mean, you're having a returning champion. The way he played last year was incredible, especially down the wire Sunday. I'm surprised to see him so low. So I think as far as a value pick for a bet, I think taking him, because how can you go against somebody that won last year? I mean, he's the most recent winner.
Are you doing top 10s or you doing top 5s?
That was top 10.
Oh, what are you using? I have a different odds here.
FanDuel.
Plus 280 at Tiger Woods for a top 10. And
on FanDuel?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Hideki Matsuyama is plus 360 on top 10. Are you looking at top 5s?
Hold on.
Yeah, you're looking at top 5. I just looked at it.
Am I?
Plus 650 for top 5 for Hideki Matsuyama.
Okay.
Just want to get the odds right. That's it.
Fair enough.
Nah, man, he's trying to make you look like a fool.
No, I just want to make sure if anyone out there is listening to us to bet and actually want to follow what we're betting, because we're going to bet them, might as well make sure you know the odds. That's it.
I maintain he's trying to make you look like a fool. Don't stand for it.
I am not trying to make TJ look like a fool.
Yeah, you're right. 280 for Tiger. And Matsuyama plus 360.
And the only reason why Tiger is getting higher odds than the returning champion is because people put a lot of money on Tiger.
Listen,
right?
because Tiger, I mean, if he's healthy, is going to finish top 10 every time. I mean, with his eyes closed, without even giving shit. He just knows the course that well. I mean,
FanDuel boosted it for him to make the cut. Is that something you're going to bet on? I would think so. I think it's like
the problem with that bet though is it's if he plays both days, he makes the cut. It's the question of if he's going out there doing it for the fans, doing it to see if he can get around the course, and then after a day says, "Listen, this is beating the shit out of me. I can't do it. I tried my best, guys. I'm sorry," and he pulls out. Because again, it's not your typical course. It's it's rolling hills. It's they when they lengthened the course, to make it tiger proof, you're going from a green now walking backwards 50 yards to the tee box to walk back those 50 yards down the fairway, on a 40-degree angle, sometimes down a hill. It's not the easiest course to walk by far. So it's going to be a struggle for him out there. He seemed okay in the practice rounds. They asked JT about it, and he said he looked fine. So we'll see. That's the one thing. And I love Tiger, but I kind of feel bad for every competitor out there that every press conference was just like, "Hey, so what do you think about Tiger?"
Yeah. He
It's
takes
like, well,
it over.
honestly, I don't give a shit about Tiger. Why don't you ask me about me? Why don't you ask me what I ate for lunch?
I think yesterday I was on ESPN. I clicked the golf page, and the first 6 articles were all about Tiger Woods. So it's like they were giving you odds and betting odds, like what you should pick. And it's still on the top. It still says Tiger Woods may play. Here are his odds, plus our other picks for the Masters. It's like, man, this guy is just
he drives the news around golf. I mean, he's the center of attention. He you know what? The only thing comparable to like that kind of media frenzy, I would say, is Donald Trump when he was president. Whether you loved him, whether you hated him, he dominated the news, and people were either shitting on him or praising him, and that drove for 4 years people to watching the news, in record numbers, because it's just like he was that guy. He drives. He's the juice. You know what I mean? He's the straw that stirs the drink. So Tiger Woods is the guy, and every one of these competitors out there really can't be mad, because he's the reason why these purses are so big. He's the reason why the game is as huge as it is. He's the reason why they have these charities out there setting up for kids to learn the game of golf, especially because it's so damn expensive to buy your 5-year-old a set of clubs that he's going to outgrow in a year and a half. You know what I mean? So everybody out there today owes what they have and all the money they make and their pro career to Tiger Woods, because before him, it was nothing like this. I mean, he put it in the stratosphere. All these guys are superstar status now, and he set it up he changed the game the way now it's a young man sport, where it used to be a 40-year-old guy with a beer gut just grinding it out, and you used to have to pay your dues to get a win out there. And now you got people coming out like Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas, early 20s, just like, oh yeah, I'm dominating. This is how I do it.
Yeah. So final thoughts as we wrap up here about the Masters. I would just say enjoy it. Come Sunday is going to be great watching it towards the end. It's the best. It's like we said it so many times, it's a Super Bowl for golf fans. It's incredible. Just everything about the course. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. You have Jim Nantz on the call at the end there. It's just everything about it is tradition. It's memorable. It gives you those nostalgic feelings of watching, remember in the past moments. I think I said before we were watching, we were talking about the straw on Sunday, and I was like, shot from Bubba Watson. It's like I was hungover at my friend's apartment, watching that moment. It's just, it sticks with you. So those are my final thoughts in the Masters. But what about you, TJ?
Yeah, I mean, I love everything about this week. I'll be watching as much as I can. Thursday and Friday, hard to watch at work, but I will be listening on the Masters app while I drive around and do my thing. Listening to every shot, just and hoping that Tiger comes out and puts together that magic, because that's what we all want to see. That's what we're rooting for. We're rooting for like the greatest story ever told right now.
Exactly.
But either way, you're going to get the best golf in the world. I think the only time I get as excited for a tournament is something like the President's Cup, with that level of excitement and pomp and circumstance around it, and then the Ryder's Cup. But yeah, we're gonna have a great time. I'm not a big Jim Nantz guy. I don't like how he tries to make everything a moment. I mean, I feel like if they stationed him in the clubhouse, he'd be like, oh, and here's Dustin Johnson just used the lavatory. What a moment by a past champion. It's like, dude, I just took a leak. Relax.
Yeah.
So I'm not a Jim Nantz guy. I'm not into that whole everything's a moment, because I'm Jim Nantz and I'm talking like this is going to be incredible. Like, I'm not into it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess to each their own, though, right?
Yeah, listen, I'm not knocking anybody that likes him, because he's supposed to do that and that's his job.
Yeah.
But I just find it like, gives me douche chills sometimes.
All right, well, I can see Sal and Nick are finally waking up a little bit, and Matt has joined us. So we're gonna move on. So Matt, I forgot to fill you in. We didn't have time this week. We've been very busy. We didn't have time to come up with WWE trivia, but since we have you, we have Sal. TJ, do you want to stick around for this, or you want me to take you out of there?
You can take me out. I didn't watch it all.
You want a little break?
I'll take a break.
All right, cool. All right, we'll see TJ a little bit. Matt, thank you for joining us once again from the Squared Circle.
Thanks for having me.
Squared Circle, right? The podcast that you and Nick have been doing on the side.
Yes.
WrestleMania this weekend. 2 huge nights. You got Vince McMahon, 72 years old now.
76.
He's older, yeah.
Yeah, he's even older. Yeah, he's 76 years old now.
Holy shit. Fucking up a stunner.
He always does.
I know. But I want to hear from you guys. I know you guys watch more of it. The only thing I really watched was I saw a little Ronda Rousey. I saw when Cody Rhodes came out. I saw more of Saturday than I did Sunday. I do want to go back and watch Sunday because I want to see, Pat McAfee. I heard he was great.
Unbelievable.
Cody Rhodes coming out to Seth Rollins, but I'll let you guys take over. And, I think I might join TJ and take a break and let you guys talk some wrestling. So, go ahead. Talk about it.
See you soon.
Well, I thought night 1 was probably the best night of wrestling I've seen in a long time. Night 2 was good. It delivered, but it was kind of underwhelming a little bit. I thought Roman and Brock, they had a good match, but it was a little underwhelming. Yeah, they've had better. It was a little underwhelming. Quick finish. I don't know if Roman was hurt or not, but it kind of ended quickly.
As far as Roman being hurt is concerned, The Undertaker had that Hell in a Cell match with Mankind with a fractured ankle. All right. So if Roman was hurt and that's why his match was shit, then I'm glad I stopped watching wrestling 15 years ago.
This has been an ongoing discussion.
I feel like fucking Michael B. Jordan in Black Panther. Roman was hurt. That's why the match was fucking shit. This is your king? That's how I feel right now.
Well, I think it's more speculation. I don't think there were confirmed reports that he was hurt, but I don't know.
People are saying he hurt his shoulder.
Yeah.
Guess what? Guess what? Triple H tore his quadriceps, finished the match.
Yeah,
he did.
I don't.
Stone Cold Steve Austin broke his neck, finished the match.
I'm not arguing any of that with you.
Shawn Michaels, broken back, went and did another match. On top of it.
Cocaine
on top of it.
Finish that,
I got news for you guys. I've separated my shoulder. I've dislocated my knee. Do you know what happens when you dislocate a shoulder or a joint?
Pop it back in.
You put it back in. Do you know what can't happen after you've popped it back in?
What?
It can't get any worse. So if they shorten that match because he hurt his shoulder, this is your king? This is your unified champion?
He does drive the ratings up. He is the needle mover. They call him the needle mover for a reason. He does any segment he's involved in, the ratings do shoot up.
Listen. Needles haven't moved in WWE since Trish Stratus stopped wearing booty shorts.
Okay. WrestleMania night 1 for me, like what you were saying, I enjoyed both nights. I think I enjoyed night 2 more because of night 1. Because I was so I had extremely low expectations for this. It's Cody coming, definitely. It was like Cody had to. Because if it wasn't him, no matter who walked out, they were getting booed. Unless it was The Undertaker.
Right.
That was it. I mean, he's here. I think night 1 was highly entertaining.
Unbelievable.
Aside from Charlotte and Ronda, which they shouldn't be in the ring together. They don't work well together, I don't think.
They didn't have good chemistry.
They don't. Charlotte doesn't want to sell for Ronda, and Ronda she's not like that fan who comes and it's like they're green. It's like she's doubting herself, or she's like, she doesn't seem she's all in.
She's Goldberg.
Yeah, I'll admit it. Yeah, she is.
Goldberg with more move sets and more athleticism, I think.
No, I meant her attitude. Meaning Goldberg got to
Oh.
WCW, and he wasn't interested in wrestling. This was just a job that he was forced to do because he sucked at football. And in his head, he was still the greatest thing since sliced bread. But he couldn't wrestle.
I mean, he did draw a lot of money, though.
I mean, he drew a lot of retards that watched fucking WCW.
Goldberg
ratings and he drew
and then
money.
they didn't, and they had to push the Goldberg chant in through speakers because they were saying Goldberg sucks.
Goldberg had the right look at the right place at the right time.
Right.
I mean, he was a white guy with a bald head and a goatee. Sounds really familiar, like somebody else. That's right. He was the Wish version of Austin.
Black trunks, black boots, everything.
Yeah, he was the Wish version of Austin.
Speaking of Austin, what did you think about his match with Kevin Owens? Impromptu match with Kevin Owens. Oh my god, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was awesome. I loved it. It was a no hold. You get away with that because it was a no holds barred match. It's nostalgia. It's a nostalgia.
It's nostalgia to a degree, but you have to remember, like, I'm coming from an era where Attitude Era, they did crazy shit. Like, there's things that are outlawed now because of the Attitude Era.
Right.
Like, you can't do pile drivers anymore because of Stone Cold Steve Austin. You can't do 450 splashes or stuff like you can't jump off the Hell in a Cell unless you're on McMahon anymore, okay?
Yeah.
Because of the Attitude Era. So everything that I watched over this past weekend, I just sat there and I was just like, I seen better. I really have. Like, at this point, they would have to murder somebody in the ring for me to be like, oh my God, they never did that before.
Well,
I take it back. Owen Hart died.
Yeah. I was against it at first when I heard Austin was coming back for a match. I'm like, it's been 19 years. Like, in a way, they rushed it, but I mean, it worked out well. And I'll admit, I was wrong. It was hella entertaining. He took a fucking suplex on the concrete outside.
I was shocked he took that.
I was like, what are you doing? I'm like, there's no need for that.
Cold.
Exactly.
He wants to do that. He set up this and he laid this entire match out. The entire match was laid out by him, definitely.
I'm not a Kevin Owens fan, so immediately I was disinterested in the first place. But
I like KO.
Honestly, the worst part about it for the whole thing for me, not Saturday but Sunday, was Vince looking so old made me feel so old.
Yeah,
that hurt.
He looks good for 76 years old, though.
Yeah, I don't know. You've never seen my Abuelita. She's 95. She looks great.
Listen,
looks
the
like
way Vince looks at
76.
The way Vince looks at 76, I wish I looked right now. Guy is jacked. He's in. Listen, he can take a stunner, and he has like trouble standing up straight. But like, he's still Vince McMahon. Him just being out there, you know, and the rub that Austin Theory's getting from Vince.
Oh, he's great.
I'm a huge Austin Theory fan.
Me too.
He gives me like young legend killer Randy Orton vibes.
Me too.
And then like he's doing this, you know, the arms up for the entrance. I'm like, push him to the moon. Keep doing what you're doing.
He will be a big star one day. Big heel star.
Does he have a mustache? Because he looks like a real creeper.
Austin Theory?
I'm pretty sure he has like a little mustache, goatee.
Like,
real fucking creeper. He looks like the evil version of himself. He looks like the guy that she told you not to worry about.
I could see that.
And then you found out he raped her, and that's why you should have worried about.
Sheesh. Ironic.
How good was Pat McAfee though?
Pat McAfee was awesome.
Huge Pat McAfee fan. Huge Pat McAfee fan. He killed it in the ring. He kills it on commentary. I'm a little annoyed. Not annoyed, but I didn't think Vince had to pin him. Like,
yeah, but you had to do that step to get Austin out there.
I mean, Vince easily could have, no disqualification match. They're both beaten on McAfee, and then Austin comes out. But listen, Vince McMahon and Sasha Banks have the same WrestleMania record, I think, of 1-6. And it both happened at this year's WrestleMania. So, anytime seeing Vince in the ring is always a treat because
Sasha Banks is going for the anti-taker.
Come on out, you rapist!
Who was he talking to? Austin Theory.
That's awful.
What did we think about Cody Rhodes?
I like that match.
That was great. That was my favorite match the whole weekend.
I really only enjoyed like 3 matches. I enjoyed Cody Rhodes and
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, who shares the same birthday as me. I think he's 1 year older than I am, or 1 year younger. I forget. I think 1 year older. But so he's 86, like you.
Yeah, we're old.
So and I enjoyed Edge versus AJ. And I enjoyed Pat McAfee and Austin Theory. And honestly, I watched that match. That was the only match where I sat there and I was like, wow. When he did that backflip off the top turnbuckle, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Then he jumped on the top rope and then
I was astounded. Nobody else, and this is the sad part for me as a guy who's watched the Attitude Era. When the punter from the Indianapolis Colts goes to WrestleMania and he has the only wow moment out of 10 matches, there's a problem. Because nobody else did anything. The only other time I was like, wow, was when they showed Big E breaking his neck.
I don't know why they keep showing that.
They have to stop.
Listen,
I've seen Austin break his neck like 8,000 times. That's like a normal thing.
Right, but it's like with Austin's, like all you did really see was like the top of his head because of where how he was positioned with Owen. Like with Big E, like you're actually seeing him like bounce on on the mat, and it's
you see the same thing with Lita when she does that move on the Monday night with Trish Stratus. That was gross. She just didn't get hurt.
Oh, she's lucky she didn't get hurt on that one. I don't know how she didn't.
But Pat McAfee for me had the only wow moment of the entire weekend. I honestly thought it was a very underwhelming WrestleMania. There was nothing about it that made me go, wow, that was awesome. Like I said before, Roman and Brock is like between the two of them, they have 7 moves. I mean,
I think guess people Roman has a good move set.
Does he? He has 3 moves. He's like Cena.
Nah, I just think this version of Roman
he's a good in-ring worker.
He is. It's different when he was like the face, the good guy.
Well, I mean, Roman is going through the same path as The Rock, right? Rocky came out as a blue chip. He was a baby face. Yeah. Everybody hated him. And then they said, fine, everybody hates you. You'll be a heel. And they made him a heel in a faction. And all of a sudden, boom, he's charismatic and people like him all of a sudden.
Well, the rumor is the main event next year could be Roman and Rock.
No, for me, California. That's why I think I was so underwhelmed also with the main event. Because while nothing was guaranteed, I was, doing the fantasy booking and I was thinking, Roman wins, which is the right decision, even though the match was a stinker. Mm-hmm. Roman's the guy. Over 500 days, no one should beat him unless it's going to be like a Cody and Austin Theory, a Braun breaker, like the future of the company. It shouldn't be like the streak when Brock broke it. Didn't make sense. He didn't need the rub. He's Brock Lesnar. Just him walking out is like the reaction, the rub that he would need. So like for me, I thought for sure that, Roman wins. He grabs the mic, says WrestleMania, acknowledge me, and then The Rock comes out. Because you had Triple H there, you had Austin, you had Taker. I'm like, give me The Rock. Make it cool. Do that year-long build like you did with Cena a couple of years ago. Well, 10 years ago, a couple of years ago. Wow. But that was the only thing, but that was my own fault because I'm like, oh, he's there. He's going to be there. I don't think he's ever coming back. And if it is, it's going to be in Hollywood.
Yeah.
But
I think he will eventually for next year.
I hope so. I mean, it'll be great. But for me, this was, aside from the ones that I went to 34 and 35. This was the most entertaining WrestleMania, I want to say, since 31.
I agree. I would probably I'd put this one maybe in my top 10. I would. It'd probably be at the bottom of the list, but I'd put it in my top 10, definitely.
I agree because even with the celebrities like Logan Paul, he did really good.
He was a natural.
He did really good.
Great. He has great heel heat. The crowd loves to hate him.
Yeah, it's easy to hate him.
Everybody actually does hate him.
Yeah, but they hate him not because they want.
He doesn't have go away heat. He just has like I just don't like you as a human being heat.
Yeah, because like the money, the Pokemon
sometimes
cards.
That draws money though.
Yeah, it's.
I'm not saying he's not a draw. I'm saying is he people legitimately dislike him.
Yeah,
it's got nothing to do with like being a heel. Like, oh, he's a really nice guy in real life, but he's a heel on the show. Oh no, people hate him as a human being. They want to see something bad happen to him. That's why they watch.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's also probably why they like the Johnny Knoxville because he's easy to like, and that I was hella entertaining.
I skipped it. I was like, why the fuck am I watching Johnny Knoxville right now?
It was fun, but
Johnny Knoxville hasn't been relevant since Men in Black 2.
I forgot he was even in that.
It was fun, but that match kind of didn't do it for me. But I was entertained a little bit, but
I remember Sal's a young guy. He just found out who Johnny Knoxville is.
I never watched Jackass, but like for me, Sammy made that entertaining for what he was doing.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Sammy made that. Anyone else, I don't think it would have been a hit. I think it was mainly because of him that made it for me entertaining, and maybe for some a little but it wasn't the worst thing. It wasn't like the Shinsuke Nakamura Usos match.
Well, that guy broke his quad off his patella.
I was actually trying to trigger Nick.
Quad.
But I hate Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm pretty
there
sure
it is.
I'm pretty sure. Look at him. He looks like a pedophile. And then he's hanging out with a guy with a mustache that can't go near a school. Like, they are some weird duo. The two dudes that look like pedophiles in the WWE.
All right, so let's do a little grading of night 1 and night 2. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. Night 1, I'll give a 10 out of 10. I thought it was fantastic from start to finish, except for the Boogs injury. Night 2, I'll give an 8 out of 10, just because the main event was a little underwhelming, and I wasn't crazy about the Johnny Knoxville match.
I agree.
What do you think, Matt?
I agree with that. Night 1 was definitely a 10. Just the fact that you had Austin there for like a 13-minute match. I mean, that alone is and he didn't look bad at all. So I give night 1 a 10, and then night 2, I give like a 7 or an 8 due to the flat finish, to where I just felt like it didn't feel like WrestleMania was over, like with how it ended.
Yeah.
Like
it should have been more.
Yeah. I'm like, what's happening? And then they showed the little graphic in the corner and then it was done. I was like, really? But I still loved it. I'll give it a night 1, 10, night 2. I'll give it an 8 as well.
Night 1 gets a 4, night 2 gets a 3. No, flip it. Night 1 gets a 3, night 2 gets a 4. I wasn't really entertained, honestly. I'll be honest with you. Like, night 1, I enjoyed seeing Austin out there, but it just pales in comparison to the person that he was before. Matt knows I'm not a fan of old men wrestling because I'm like kayfabe. I'm like Kevin Nash when Kevin Nash talks about like, I'm sorry, but it has to make sense to me. Because I believe in, like, I don't believe in kayfabe being like the real thing, but I feel like it has to be believable. Yeah. And to show a 60-something-year-old dude beating the crap out of a 30-year-old, even if it is Kevin Owens and his fat, sloppy self, it's just not very likely. It's just not very likely to me. I just, the next, I mean, they got Vince beating up Pat McAfee. Like, Pat McAfee's like 29. Vince is 76. Vince could break his hip just chasing Pat McAfee.
I don't know. I saw a video.
Vince could have fallen and not gotten up. He'd have been reaching for his little fucking chain with the life alert button on it. All right. And I love, and that was the part for night 2 that put it over the top for me was AJ versus Edge and Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory, because Pat McAfee legitimately surprised the shit out of me. Really did. That backflip off the top rope, I was like, holy shit, Pat McAfee.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
I knew he could go because he did some NXT stuff. I think he was in War Games, I think.
He had a match with Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt. Somebody commented, I heard Matt wrestles the profoundly retarded for practice.
No comment.
But yeah, I mean, you know, it might just be that I just don't like today's wrestlers, to be fair. I mean, I just don't.
You know what? That's what I was going to say. For you to go, especially you've been doing your recap, you know, of the Attitude Era, to go, even if you stopped when Sean retired pretty much. That was 26, 13. That's a lot. That's a long time. So to go from what you were used to seeing this, I understand what you're saying to where, like,
you know what it is? It's not gradual. It's like a cliff. Like you're going from here and boom, you're here.
Yeah.
You know, it's not even like you don't see anybody doing moonsaults off the top fucking turnbuckle onto a table. You don't see a 7-foot guy jumping over the top rope and spiking his own face on the mat because the camera guy didn't catch him.
I think that was Slick's son.
No, the cameraman?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was.
You know what you see? You see Roman grab his arm and go, oh, I separated my shoulder. I can't go on. And that's the match. That kills it for me.
Yeah, I get it.
You know, here's my point. Here's my point, right? I'm watching a lot of documentary recaps, right? And they're talking about, and that's how I heard about Taker having a fractured ankle in that Hell in a Cell. And Austin breaking his neck in the Owen Hart match. And Sean going out there against Austin at WrestleMania with a broken back that he needs surgery that's going to end his career. He could have went out there one more time and that would have been it. And he's doing turnbuckle flips in that match against Austin. You could tell he's wincing, and people are like, oh, it's part of kayfabe. No, those are legitimate.
Yeah.
And you hear about these guys going.
Kurt Angle finished WrestleMania 19 with a broken neck against Brock Lesnar.
Kurt Angle finished the Olympics with a broken neck.
A broken freaking neck.
and reminds everyone every day about it.
All right. But Roman Reigns separates his shoulder, and that's the end of a flat match at the main event of WrestleMania. Like, come on, man. Like, how am I supposed to get into that? What's his story going to be when they do his documentary? Is his story going to be like, oh, man, yeah, I came out there, I got injured, and it was my time to unify the belt, and I felt a twinge in my shoulder, so we quit.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, that match didn't really have to be like a half hour. You know,
I'm not saying it had to be a half hour. I'm saying he did like 8 Superman punches, which, let's be honest, is just a fucking punch.
I do hate the name of the move.
It's a UFC move, but the reason that the UFC move is done that way is because it's a feint. You don't hit somebody like that who's wobbly. You just hit them with a cross. The whole Superman punch thing is supposed to be a feint. It's supposed to be like, I'm jumping, you think I'm going to kick you, and I punch you instead. That's the Superman punch. In WWE, it does not work. Especially as a finisher, where like, oh yeah, I'm going to feint somebody who's wobbly. What? Why? Just punch him. But honestly, like I didn't really enjoy WrestleMania. I enjoyed the Hall of Fame more than anything I saw the preceding 2
Hall
nights.
of Fame was great.
Yeah,
that was great. That might have been my favorite Hall of Fame ever.
And that's how they need to do it, though. You know,
I think that wraps up WWE. We've got to move on to baseball. Opening days this week. I called it this morning. And by the time everybody sees this, they won't know. But I called it this morning. I tweeted it at the Yankees. I was like, just move opening day to Friday because Thursday is going to be a crap day. And we can't hear Rook.
I muted myself. TJ, it's like, you're on the video again.
But I tweeted it this morning.
All right, well, let's say goodbye to Matt.
His best life, no shoes. That's what I'm talking about.
Us. We appreciate you going through WrestleMania with Nick and Sal.
Matt, good luck on your wrestling moves against the profoundly retarded. Apparently,
you got it.
And the elderly.
All right, later, Matt. All right, Nick, go ahead. What were you talking about?
No, so I tweeted at the Yankees this morning. Hey, move opening day because it's going to be a shitty day tomorrow. It's supposed to have like 99% chance of rain at about 2:00. And it's not stopping until about 7:00. I said, just move the game to Friday because tomorrow, even if you got a game in, it's going to be miserable, absolutely miserable. And later in the day, they actually did cancel tomorrow's game and they postponed it till Friday. And
always a good move.
Opening day will be Friday, April 8th, and against the Boston Red Sox at Yankee Stadium at the ballpark in the Bronx.
1:00 start, I think, right?
Yes, it is a 1:00 start, as opening day should always be. I see a lot of people griping about that. What do you guys think? I think opening day should be, in the sun, not under the lights.
Yeah,
I agree.
No, it shouldn't be a night game.
Yeah, I like it during the day. I mean, listen, it's opening day. If you're that big a fan, take off of work, take your kids out of school. Who gives a shit? Make a day out of it because you're supposed to make a day out of it. It's an event. It's a special thing, holiday. Especially bringing your kid to his first game. I mean, that's like, as a dad, that's like one of those things on the pedestal of what I can't wait to do with my son, or in Rook's case, his daughter. It's one of those things where it's like, you got to bring your kid to an opening day. You got to get him a Sunday in the old baseball helmet cups, and then.
Well, I don't have a kid, so I'm going to bring Sal.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, that works. Sal's young enough.
Buddy, you want a beer? Yes. Does he have to call you dad?
All right. So what I wanted to get into when it comes to MLB Opening Day, obviously it sucks. The Yankees are canceled tomorrow, so can't really preview the game. And even if we were, it wouldn't make sense when this airs on Saturday. So what we should get into is what our predictions are for the MLB season. Maybe MVPs, World Series winners, AL East. I mean, division winners, AL, NL, whatever we got. So I guess let's just start from it. MVPs. I guess if we want to go around the horn, starting with Nick. Possible MVPs, NL, AL, whichever way you want to go.
NL. I'm gonna go Juan Soto.
Damn, you took mine.
Coming out and he's a free agent next year, I believe.
Yeah, he is.
And he'll look to cash in. So I'm gonna go Juan Soto on that. And then for the AL, honestly, if he stays healthy, I don't see a reason why Shohei Ohtani can't repeat. If he stays healthy. Although I don't feel as though a player on a shitty team should win MVP. Like I'm saying, these guys, if their teams don't win, then your value is zero. Truthfully, like if your team wins 40 games for the season and you hit 80 home runs, you still have a value of nothing because your team didn't win, even with you. So what difference does it make? So value to me, they need to change the name of the award from valuable player to best player or prolific player or something. Not value. Value is different to everybody. An all-star on the Yankees is not valued as much as an all-star on Detroit because everybody on the Yankees should be an all-star.
All right, Kyle, what's your pick?
All right, Nick took mine. I was going to go with Ohtani too. I was also going to go with Soto, but I would watch out for Vladdy. I'd watch out for him with Toronto.
I'm sorry, did you
I'd
say
also
fatty?
watch out for
Vladdy.
Oh, I thought he said fatty.
No. And I'd also look out for Acuna on Atlanta.
Yeah. He
should have a good year. Maybe some Bryce Harper again. Watch out for him. And here's a sleeper pick. What about Trey Turner? You got to look out for him with the Dodgers as well. So see what happens.
There's so many. There's so many stars in the Dodgers that it's like,
it's hard to pick.
The pack. Yeah. But who's your actual NL pick then? Sal, Acuna?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Acuna.
So Acuna and you said
Ohtani.
Ohtani, okay.
Mm-hmm.
TJ, what do you got?
NL, I'm going to go Freddie Freeman. New place, wants to make a name for himself, go nuts. I think
it's a bold strategy, Cotton.
You know what? It's funny. I was just looking up the odds, and he's third in the odds to only Juan Soto and Bryce Harper. So,
interesting.
Yeah, I think Freddie Freeman, and I don't think you can go against Shohei Ohtani until he shows he can't do one of those things that makes him unique, either pitch at a high level or, bat at a high level. I don't see how. I mean, it's still something to behold right now. And I don't think that's it's not old yet. So he does both at a high level. I can't see him, but I look forward to somebody, unseating him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with someone else from the LA Angels. I'm gonna go with Mike Trout, making a comeback. I mean, it's tough always because Ohtani's gonna be the guy. They're always gonna say, well, he pitches really well and he hits really well. So it's always tough to unseat that type of guy. And he does have a really good shot to repeat. So I do agree with you guys there. But I'm gonna go with Mike Trout, makes a comeback here. Maybe he wins another MVP. I mean, add it to his trophy case. Or maybe what happens is the bias and the writers think, oh, he's already won a couple. We're not gonna give it to him again. But I don't know. Mike Trout's still one of the best. I mean, I'm going to say the best player in baseball. Not one of, but the best player. He doesn't get marketed as well, but I'm still going with Mike Trout. AL. And NL, I'm going to go with the opposite of you guys. So you guys said Freddie Freeman in a new place. I'm going to go with his replacement, Matt Olson. I'm going to go for NL. Matt Olson, my MVP pick. I don't know what the odds on it is, but I'm going to go
tell
with
you
him.
right now. Give me 1 second. Plus
Going on a
2,200.
limb. What is it?
Plus 2,200. He's
up there.
Like 16th, 17th.
The only thing with him, he isn't hit for average. But
That's true.
Not a lot of people do anymore, though.
Imagine using average as a stat to find out if a baseball player is good in 2022.
Analytics.
I never played baseball before, but I know that average doesn't matter.
Every analytic nerd ever. All right, so those are our predictions for MVP. Moving on. Do you guys want to do divisions, or you guys want to just go?
How about Cy Young?
Oh yeah, Cy Young.
Yeah, Cy Young.
Go ahead.
NL. That's wow. I didn't think I was gonna. I shouldn't have brought this up because I am not prepared.
That's why I only stay with MVP. Look what you did, Nick. Maybe we all
I'm gonna go Walker Buehler for Cy Young.
All right.
I feel like he has a breakout year. And then for the AL, I'm going to go with Garrett Cole. Finally breaks through the glass ceiling, comes away with a Cy Young award.
It's a comeback year for him, right, Nick?
Yeah, comeback year from one bad start for the whole year. Yeah.
Just anyone on Twitter.
Second in the Cy Young award vote.
It was trending somewhere. They were like, "Will Garrett Cole?"
Beerly baseball.
Beerly baseball.
They asked, "Will Garrett Cole have a bounce back year?"
No offense to you guys. He doesn't need a bounce back year because he had a pretty awesome year last year.
Yeah, he did.
He doesn't need to bounce back from anything. But Sal, Cy Young, who you got?
Yeah, I'm also going with Garrett Cole. I think he wins it this year. National League, I'm going to go with Scherzer. If he stays healthy, I know he's missing opening day. How about that? Mets have McGill as their starting pitcher for opening day. They went from either DeGrom or Scherzer to McGill.
Wait, hold on.
Walker's hurt too.
Hold on, let me get this clear. Hold on. So Scherzer did get injured.
Yeah,
he's hurt.
In shambles because they were like, he's fine.
No, he's missing opening day.
Not fine.
No, he's not fine. But I think he'll get healthy, and I think he'll have a pretty good year. He usually does.
Poor Chris McCormick.
TJ, who you got?
Yeah, you know what? Just because I'm a Yankee fan and I want to see it, I want to see Garrett Cole. I like to see Cy Young come back to the Yankees. It'd be nice. We need him to have a Cy Young year if we want to compete against the teams like the Rays and the Blue Jays. So we're going to need that. So whether it's a smart pick or not, it's what I need, what I want. That's what I want to see. So that's what I'm going with. And you know what? I'm going to go with in the NL. I want to go with Jacob deGrom because I think that Max Scherzer injection into the bullpen. You want to see maybe a little alpha male versus alpha male as far as starting pitchers go. Maybe it reignites a little something in deGrom, and he just decides like, this is my town and this is what I'm going to do. I'm the fucking show here. You're the sideshow guy.
So you think deGrom wins it, missing 2 months of the season?
Yeah,
is it 2 months? Is it propped up?
He's not playing.
He's not.
I thought it was only 6 weeks. Okay. Yeah, I think either way. I think if he pitches like he's known to pitch, I think he could still so he'll lose, let's say 8 starts.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he's
I think and especially the way, the NL is with their voting of Cy Young. I think even if he pitches, 27 games and gets 19 wins, I think, especially with depending on his stats, if his stats are like they were the past couple of years and his earned runs are way the frig down like he's good at doing, I think he's still a contender. I don't think they hold it against him.
Yeah, it could happen. So I'm gonna go with the AL. I'm gonna go Jose Barrios. I just feel like Toronto Blue Jays made a lot of moves, and I feel like they're gonna be there. I feel like with a lot of their pitching is very good. They improved the lineup a little bit. They got Matt Chapman in there. George Springer's gonna be healthy this year. Vlad Guerrero, Bo Bichette, Cameron Biggio. I feel like they're gonna be one of the. Not one of them. There's 4 really good teams in the AL East. You have the Rays, you have the Jays, you have the Red Sox, and the Yankees. So you could end up with 4 wild cards from the AL East. So that wouldn't surprise me. But I'm gonna go Jose Barrios plus 2,000, and then my NL pick. I don't think I'm not gonna go as crazy as like the last couple picks with Cy Young and the MVP. I'm gonna go Corbin Burns. Plus 700 from the Brewers. And another one to look out for is Sandy Alcantara plus 1,600 if you want to take a little bit of a risk for the Miami Marlins. But moving from there, I guess we'll go to divisions. We'll just pick the 3 division winners, right, for each AL, each guy, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll do AL, pick your division winners. Starting with Nick, if you're ready. Are you ready? Or Sal, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, so Nick, you go.
AL East, I'm going to say Yankees win the division and finally break through that. I'm going to go Central. I'll say Central's tough, man. I'm going to say Minnesota. Don't you know? And the West, I'm going to go Seattle.
Wow. Seattle makes a move this year, huh? Adding Robbie Ray to the rotation.
Yeah, I'm going with the Yankees too. I think Toronto might give them a run for their money, though. They're pretty stacked. I'll go with the Yankees on the East. The Central, I'm leaning towards Chicago White Sox. I think they'll have another good year. The West, very weak division. The West, I'll go with Houston. I think Seattle will have a good year. I could see them popping into the wild card, but especially now they have 2 extra ones. But I'm going to go with Houston on that one.
I forgot Houston was in that division because that town sucks so bad.
Yeah. TJ, AL division winners.
The East, I think until the Yankees show me why I'm wrong, I think the Blue Jays take the East. I think the Yankees are setting themselves up for a wild card this year. The Central, I don't know how you don't go with the White Sox. I think they're going to be dominant. And then the West, I refuse to pick the Astros because they're dirty cheaters, so I'll go with the Angels. The hell with Houston. The whole town can suck my ass.
So I'm going to go with I'm
going to go chapped ass.
It could be, especially down there in the
TJ.
heat.
I agree with TJ as well. I don't feel the Yankees have given me enough to prove that they're, a first place team in the AL East. I think I'm gonna go with Jays. I was between the Jays and the Rays, but I'm gonna go Jays as well. For the West, I'm gonna pick the Angels as well. I feel like they improved the team a little bit. Anthony Rendon should be healthy this year. Like he was missed a lot of time last year. Mike Trout's back; he's healthy. Shohei Ohtani should, if he stays healthy, they should be a good team. And then for the Central, so you guys all like the White Sox. I'm actually gonna go with the Twins.
I picked the Twins.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said you did pick the Twins. I thought you said White Sox. My bad. I'm with Nick then. I'm with Nick with the Twins, which is plus 475 to win the division. Could be tough, but I think they improved their lineup hitting wise anyway to try to make it a little more competitive compared to the last couple of years where it hasn't been that competitive in the West. It's kind of a joke not the West, Central. Kind of a joke of a division, but I'm going to go with them.
I just would like to point out that I am a psychic when it comes to baseball injuries. I predicted that Jacob deGrom or Max Scherzer would be out on the IL before the All-Star break, and it's almost like deGrom will be out until the All-Star break. Called that, all right? I actually called that like 3 out of the 5 starters for the Mets would be on the IL like 5 years ago. As it was the year after Sanchez made his debut, my coworker was talking shit about, I want to say it was 2016 because the Mets made the World Series in 15, I think.
Yeah.
And he was talking a lot of shit. And I was like, dude, half your rotations, I named them too. I was like, DeGrom, Syndergaard, and Harvey will all be on the IL or the DL at the time by the All-Star break. And they all were, and the Mets didn't make the playoffs. And I actually kept that series of text messages for about 3 or 4 years. And before opening day, I would shoot it to him, like that little clip of me just shitting on the Mets and saying how everybody would be injured and Aaron Judge would be better than everybody on the Mets roster. And I will say this right now, Tim Anderson is going down.
I will say also, if you're a Mets fan, you might want to shut this off because we've been talking a lot of shit. But think about it, back a while ago, they had DeGrom, Harvey, Syndergaard, Wheeler, and Matz. And the Mets fans were saying about how this is the 5 guys they're going to ride, road to championship. Harvey's not there. Syndergaard's not there. Wheeler's gone to the Phillies and he pitched better than he's pitched in a Mets uniform. Matz is gone, and Matz really didn't pan out as well as he was when he first started. And DeGrom's been hurt last 2 years. So, Met fans, sorry, you could listen again. But that was just us breaking down how your future went when you guys were all bragging about how good of your rotation is going to be, how young it was, and now here we are.
That's where the argument came from. They had just signed Cespedes, and I said that was a mistake, and my coworker was disagreeing with me. I said I would have given 2 years, not 5, and he's like, he's going to be great for 5 years. I'm like, in 2 years, you're going to regret that. And 2 years later, he fell off a horse or something like that or got attacked by a boar, and we never heard from Yoenis Cespedes again.
All right, well, let's move over to the NL now, make our division picks. Nick, let's go to the
East is Atlanta. Central. Wow, Central's hard, man. Central's hard. There's
a lot of good teams.
I'm looking. I'm thinking. I'm like St. Louis. Milwaukee just lost somebody. I can't remember. Somebody's injured from Milwaukee right now. Who won last year from the Central? I forget. The Brewers, right? That's what I was gonna say. Milwaukee. I'm gonna go with Milwaukee because of my boy Crash and my buddy Ace. They're from Wisconsin. So I'm going to go with Milwaukee, even though they just lost. I can't remember who just got injured, but somebody big got injured just now. And then as the West, you got to go with the Dodgers, right? The Dodgers got to win the West.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go the East. I'm going to go with Atlanta, especially if the Mets can't keep their starting pitchers healthy enough. I'm definitely going to go with Atlanta. Central's weird. Central's a weird division. I'm going to go with St. Louis just because I want to see Pujols, Molina, and Wainwright have one final run there and all just go into the sunset and retire together. So I'm going to go with them, and then the Dodgers, of course.
Yeah. TJ?
Yeah, with the East, I'm going with the Braves. You remember here last year, I made the bold prediction that they were going to win that division last year.
You did. I'm gonna. You know what? Let's clap it up for TJ.
Clap it up to TJ.
Everybody was low on them, and I said, nope, they're going to make a run, and they're going to surprise everybody, and look what the fuck happened, and my dumbass didn't bet it.
And not even that, they took a run all the way to the World Series and won it.
Yeah,
so.
Dude, seriously, I could have made some serious cash right there, but I'm dumb. So I'm going Atlanta. Very unsexy picks. I'm going Milwaukee, and then the Dodgers, obviously.
So for my pick, I did the opposite to the Brewers. I was like, the Brewers are my pick to win the World Series, and they lost to your Braves. So I'm not going to do the
not
Brewers
my Braves.
again.
Don't do that shit to me.
They're Brian's Braves.
They're Brian's Braves.
They're like your Braves. You picked them last year, midway through the year, to win the division.
Dude, that's like the third time I've done that.
That was your bold prediction. That was a bold prediction at All-Star break.
Legit. That's like the third time I've done that, and I don't cash it in. I said the same thing a couple almost 10 years ago at the beginning of when we were warming up for we were doing our winter practices in the cages, and Dennis, our skip, our coach, asked me who I like to win the Stanley Cup, and I told him, I was like, dude, the Blackhawks, 100% Chicago, and they won that year, and it was just like, I'm an asshole. Could have made money.
Well, at the time you couldn't have, because 10 years ago gambling wasn't legal in like this part of the
legal schmiegel. We all have that guy. Listen, just like we know the massage parlors, we know the dude that'll take your money, okay, and let you throw a couple shekels and take your mortgage payment as a bet.
the back alley as you get the massage.
Yeah.
Same place.
You can do the same place. You get both in one shot. Absolutely.
Yeah. So my NL Central, I'm not going to do the Brewers again. I jinxed you guys last year. I said your pitching was so good, you can't get beat, and the Braves beat them. So I'm going to go with Cardinals. They're plus 210 to win the Central. I'm going to take them again. I'm sorry, like Sal. I'm going to take them. I'm going to take the Phillies to win the East. I know it's going out on a limb there. They're plus 330, but I feel like we're overlooking them. They're right now the third favorite to win. The Mets are ahead of them, and right now the Mets are full of injuries. So I'm going to go Phillies. I feel like,
but you know what's funny? It's like the same story though, and I don't. At what point are they going to address? Do they have like a strength and conditioning issue? What's there's got to be it's got to be something with the Mets. They're doing something wrong. Their training is wrong, or just it cannot be coincidence at this point that it's just the Mets do suck, Matt. You know what I mean? And I know everybody hates on Yankee fans because Yankee fans are stuck up and we paid for our championships and blah 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 blah. I think Yankee fans deserve to talk shit, and you don't like to hear how many rings we have. That's fine. It doesn't matter. You earn the right to talk shit. When Met fans talk shit, especially Met fans that are our age or younger, you've never seen a World Series. They've given you 2 or 3 years to actually give something. I'm sorry, a World Series victory.
Okay.
Listen, going and losing is not something to write home about.
Yeah, I agree. You're just first loser. You're first loser. It's not like you know what I mean.
Loser,
dude. But listen, when you can consistently say, "Listen, we're in the hunt for the World Series every year," and I use that kind of analogy with the Rangers. The Rangers make the playoffs consistently in my lifetime a lot, and while they don't, they only cashed in once at the Stanley Cup. It's just one of those things. As a fan, at least I could say at least every year is exciting. Every year there's the chance. So Met fans have had more years that they have been completely out of it come June 1st than not. So I just don't understand that pompous attitude with Met fans, that talking shit attitude. Listen, they have a new owner. They made a lot of great moves, but it's like they want to shoot themselves in the foot, and coming out the gates, they're shooting themselves in the foot. So you're just pumping yourself up to be ridiculed even more. And I don't hate Met fans. I don't hate the Mets. I've been to plenty of games at Shea Stadium. Okay, I've only been to one at Citi Field so far. Awesome stadium, better than the new Yankee Stadium. I'm not a big fan of the new Yankee Stadium.
Better too.
Yeah, I don't like shitting on Met fans. I like shitting on Met fans that talk shit when there's no shit to be talked. You know what I mean? It's just like keep your mouth shut and be pleasantly surprised. It'd be gracious, because every time they throw it out there, something bad happens. So either they're jinxed or there's something going on in the water that they're serving these guys, because it's a strength and conditioning issue, and these guys are prone to injury, and it's baffling.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to go out on a limb and say the Giants are defending NL West champions, and I realized I think they've actually got worse than last year. Last year was kind of like one of those.
Yeah, they lost Seelinger, man. He's on the Phillies now. He's a Ranger fan. He's a winner.
Yeah, he's in the AAA. But yeah,
I wouldn't mind seeing the Phillies make a run though. Like that's the one thing I don't. Dude, I don't dislike the Phillies. You know what I mean? It's a gritty town. It's a gritty team. I like it, but you know what? It's until they prove that they can actually, put something together, they're going to be bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, well, I mean, for the Giants, are plus 550 to win the West. I don't know. I just don't feel like they could repeat that magic they had last year. So I'm going to go Dodgers for NL West as well. So my picks for NL's West is the Dodgers, the Cardinals, and the Phillies winning division. So let's give our World Series predictions and winner as we slowly wrap up here with the MLB preview for the 2022 season. Nick.
It's 1981 all over again. I'm going Dodgers, Yankees. Dodgers win the World Series.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, I'm with Nick too. I would love to see that. Yankees, Dodgers. But
would you love to see, but is it actually what you want to pick? Do you really think the Yankees have a good enough team to get to the World Series?
I know
we're all Yankee fans here, but let's be honest. I just don't believe they're going to be good enough to get to the World Series.
If everything clicks right,
wrong, Sal.
If everything clicks right, and DJ has a good year, and Hicks has a good year, and Donaldson proves that he could play Yankee Stadium, and Kiner Falefa, proves everybody wrong. I think we could do it. I think we could do it, especially at the trade deadline. Maybe make some moves. I just don't see Gleyber Torres staying on this team. I just don't. It's just too crowded in the infield.
I agree with that.
Who's starting for us opening day at second base? Is it going to be Mayhew or is it going to be Torres?
I'm pretty sure they said Torres was starting.
Is he?
I'm pretty sure that's what they said.
I don't know if I would start him over LeMahieu. I just wouldn't.
Well, he's having a hot spring.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So you want that bat to cool down as you enter the season.
True.
Granted, his defense is not there, but do you want his bat to be? So he can't play defense. He's hitting good right now. Do you want to stop him from hitting? So now he has nothing to offer.
True.
It's true.
True.
So I mean, I saw somebody else say something like, "I'm not having LeMahieu, who makes like $10 million a year, sit on the bench." And I'm like, there's a problem with you when you're making your decisions based on money and not performance. You're already setting yourself up to lose. That's why we had to suffer a whole season of Brett Gardner last year, because the Yankees refused to pay him $4 million to stay home where he belonged. I'm sorry to interrupt, though, TJ. All yours.
Yeah, as a Yankee fan, it bothers me to say this, but I think it's Blue Jays and Atlanta. But I think the Blue Jays win.
Yeah, I'm trying to really figure out where I would go with this. The AL, I feel like the Blue Jays, I don't know, they were fourth last year in the AL East. I know they improved their team.
Well, bear in mind there is 18 wild cards this year. Everybody makes the playoffs.
Yeah, a lot of teams are making the playoffs, so it's tough. Even if they have to be the number one seed in order to get the bye into.
You know what it is? I think the Rays are up there as a potential, but no, the hell with them and their minimal spending analytics bullshit. I'm not picking
that. Ruined baseball. Them and the A's. Yeah. I hope both their franchises go under.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with you though. I think the Braves got a little better. They brought back Rosario. They get Acuna healthy. They got Matt Olson. Is he younger than Freeman? I'm trying to think if he's younger.
Yes.
Matt Olson?
Right?
Yeah, exponentially.
Okay, so I mean they got a younger.
6 years younger than Olson.
Who is Freeman younger?
He's like 6 or 5 years younger than Olson. I mean, than Freeman.
Oh, so he's a lot younger. So they got younger at first base. I don't know. I feel like the Braves once again have a good enough team to get there. I'm with TJ on the Braves. I can't pick my AL team. This is so tough. I don't want to say Blue Jays as well because I don't feel like the Blue Jays are good enough. I feel like they don't have that experience too. Like they don't have young guys still.
They also just lost their Cy Young Award winner.
They did lose a Cy Young Award winner, but they replaced him with Jose Barrios, Kikichi.
I don't know. I don't know if Barrios is better than Robbie Ray.
The only thing they have going for them is that anybody who's not vaccinated doesn't have to go play them at home.
Yeah, that's a positive for them. But I don't know.
I'm going to just kick them out of the league.
I'm gonna go weird with this one. I'm gonna go White Sox. White Sox, Braves.
Why would you do that after I already hexed Tim Anderson? And he's going down.
He's not going down.
When he gets injured, don't sit there and be like, "Oh my God, I didn't know he was going to get injured."
But he's not. He's one guy. It's a baseball team. The team collectively,
I think, is still for their whole fucking franchise.
I think they're still a great baseball team. I'm gonna go White Sox.
That's a push.
White Sox, Braves. I think Braves repeat it as World Series.
All right, let's hear from Doc. What's Doc got to say?
We just he switched it up. He said Dodgers. Oh, this is Matt. Sorry.
Nobody gives a shit what you think, Matt. I was asking about Doc.
He said Dodgers, Jays. Dodgers wins. That's Matt. And Doc said the shock pick, which I showed before. 93 all over again. Phillies versus Jays. It's a bold prediction, but the Phillies could jump in with the wild card. They don't have to win the division this year. So if you get hot, listen, this is it with baseball. Now that everybody's on the playoffs. Basically, it's almost like NBA.
I would just like to point out.
You get hot.
They need to change the name of the wild card because in a deck of cards, there aren't 18 wild cards. What were Matt's picks again?
Dodgers, Jays.
It doesn't matter what Matt's picks were.
Well, they are anyway. All right, we're running a little long here, so let's. I think it wraps up MLB. Yankees. Hopefully, they could prove us all wrong. Well, prove me wrong. Not Nick and Sal prove them right, but Mick proved me and TJ wrong. I just don't think the Yankees have enough to win the AL East.
They had the second best pitching in the league last year.
I don't say they did, but I don't think they improved their lineup, and they got
no juice right now. There's no hype around this team. There's no pizzazz. There's no nothing.
I hope they're wrong. Listen, I completely hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, so am I.
1,000% wrong.
But I just don't see it. I mean,
I don't see it.
At what point is it going to be Cashman's exit for just, and I don't think it's his fault. I think it's just Steinbrenner doesn't want to spend money. He's just content with making billions of dollars, like Nick says, all the time and not giving a shit what the team does. And I guess it's on us fans to stop showing up.
They could have signed Correa for a cheaper deal for 3 years. I know they're waiting for Volpe in the wings, but our shortstop right now is kind of fluffer. No offense to kind of fluffer, but if you could have had someone like Correa,
why wouldn't you?
All I have to say is I've been playing MLB The Show for the last couple days, and every time I square up with Kiner Falefa, it's a fly ball to center field about midway. Guy's got no pop.
He did have a good spring, though. He did make a lot of
I was going to say his spring. I think he was hitting like 400 in spring.
Listen, guys, off a guy that'll be bagging groceries in a few weeks, okay?
But it doesn't matter. It's spring training. So, yeah, I don't know. The Yankees, listen, I hope I'm 100% wrong.
Willie Mays Hayes had a lot of pop in spring training, too.
Dude,
listen, I don't see them win the AL East.
No, with the amount of moves that went on this offseason and the amount of people that were out there and the chances that they had, they were a dud this offseason, and it's going to bite them in the ass. And it deserves to bite them in the ass.
I mean, nobody had Atlanta winning last year. So
I did.
You did?
We just talked about it.
So, yeah, that's true. Not a majority of people had it, at least.
I know. I had it, and I could have fucking been living in Boca Raton in my second house.
Can you gamble on who's going to get injured?
No, you can't.
Just put money down on Tim Anderson going down.
All right, so let's move to our last segment. Does Gen Z know? We're running a little long here, so we'll do this. But wait, we have a flip here. Do millennials know? So we're flipping the tables, turning the tables.
I hate the fact that I'm considered a millennial.
Oh, how
such a millennial thing to say.
Oh, how the turntables.
Thank God, because the last 2 weeks has been bad for me during Does Gen Z Know? So we're turning the tables here. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm hip.
First question has to do with a TV show. We got to name the TV show.
Okay.
All right. What is the name of the TV show that had its first episode in 2005 where a female teenager joins the Pacific Coast Academy boarding school in Malibu and meets a wide range of new friends? I have a hint if you need it.
Now how Sal feels. Like this is I have no
Give me the hint.
Jamie Lynn Spears is the main character. Jamie Lynn Spears is Britney Spears' sister.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, we know who that is because we know Britney Spears.
The Nickelodeon show?
Yes, it is.
Is it iCarly?
No.
God, this is so bad.
Oh shit.
I really feel like it's called Jamie, but it's not.
No.
Matt says the OC, but Matt, it's not the OC. Jamie Lynn
It's
Spears
definitely not the OC, jackass.
We know the OC. Misha Barton, the good-looking guy with the blonde hair.
The Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah. Shit, I don't know the name. No idea. I knew it was on Nickelodeon.
I know the show. I know it's on Nickelodeon. I know the show exists. I just don't know the name of it.
And then she got all preggers, and that was it.
Old, and I wasn't trying to watch 12-year-old girrs on TV.
Yeah,
actually, like 2005, I was 18. I wasn't trying to watch 12-year-old girls on Nickelodeon.
All right, Nick, give us an X. We got it wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, the show is called Zoey 101.
Okay.
Fuck, I would have never got that shit.
I would have never got that shit.
I've heard of that,
but I didn't.
I've heard of it. I just never would have got it.
What's iCarly, and why is it rebooted already?
I don't watch the reboot.
Because the girl's like 32. The girl from School of Rock, isn't it? iCarly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But wait, how?
Miranda Cosgrove.
When the hell was iCarly on TV that's already being rebooted?
It was like
12 years ago.
Like maybe 2007.
It was like 2 or 3 years after School of Rock came out, and they were like, "Oh yeah, perfect."
Oh, yeah, I got you. But like, why would they reboot it? Hollywood,
because people are devoid of any original ideas.
Yeah, Hollywood sucks of ideas.
I haven't seen one episode of the reboot, and I don't plan to. It looks.
I heard they talk sex in it.
Yeah, they're like edgy now or whatever.
Yeah, they're edgier now.
Rumors.
All right. Next one. How many we got, Sal? We got like what, 3?
3. Yeah.
All right,
So I have
cool.
a
We got
second
2
one.
more.
All right.
2 more.
Second
2
one
more.
is a picture. I got a picture on my phone. I'll try to show it to you guys. All
Oh,
right.
you could have sent it to me.
No, you can share it. You can share it.
I don't have it on the computer. I have my
It's not on
phone.
the computer.
Damn it. All right, go.
All right. What is the name of this shoe?
Hold
Can you see
on.
it?
Healy. It's a Healy.
Oh,
that's
all
a Healy. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I've been trying to find adult-sized Healy so I can Healy my way around life like Dane Cook in Employee of the Month.
Heelys were like the advanced version of soap shoes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
They actually had wheels on it. Yeah.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah, we got one right,
Yeah.
Sal. We're
There
already
we go.
with you.
Still hip.
Take
All right,
that,
one more.
Z.
I got one more. All right. What is the name of the multiplayer online game involving a virtual world that contains different types of games and activities involving a certain type of cartoon animal as the character you created and played with?
I don't watch anime porn. What is this?
No, it's an online game.
It's not
a multiplayer online game that you
Not
create.
Fortnite.
No,
it's not Fortnite.
You create an
Once you said
animal?
multiplayer, I wanted to
It's
say
a
Roblox, but it's
specific-
not
it's a-
animals.
It's not Roblox. It's Roblox and animals.
Right.
It's a specific animal that you create. There's only one type of animal.
It's not Minecraft.
No, it's not Minecraft. Minecraft is in animals.
I know. That's why I said it's not Minecraft.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm trying to narrow things down here, Nick. Don't fight with
Oh,
me. It's
shit.
first Gen
Oh,
Z.
shit. It's on Switch. It's a Nintendo Switch game, isn't it?
No. You're thinking of
Animal Crossing?
yeah, you're thinking Animal
No,
Crossing.
it's not Animal Crossing.
No.
Is it a fighting game or a shooting
No,
game?
it's an interactive game.
Oh,
You
so it's
chat with
kind of
other
like
people, but it involved a certain cartoon animal.
is it Animal Farm?
No.
That's a book.
No, Matt just asked that. That's
That's how old you are that you mentioned a book.
No, Matt asked. I always want to repeat.
Think of. I'll give you this. And think of Antarctica.
It's a bear?
polders?
No, Antarctica is only penguins.
A penguin?
Yeah. What was the name of it?
Is it a fucking anime penguin?
No. Oh my gosh! Now I know how you guys feel.
Yeah, now I know how Sal feels. This is crazy.
I have no idea.
Fucking, this guy said polar bear. That's all I know. That's a completely different fucking side of the planet. It's North Pole guy.
Are we?
Whatever.
Are we?
You know what's
giving
fucked up is I actually know that the word Arctic means bear. Antarctica is called Antarctica because it has no bears. Antarctica, no bear.
Yeah, no,
Well, I
we
didn't
give
know
up.
that.
Fucking
We give up. It was called Club Penguin.
That's what it was called.
Yep. You look.
That's a
It was
fucking
that-
thing.
It was a thing in the early 2000s. Every kid in school had a Club Penguin.
that's
the
horseshit.
Gee, you still upset to be a millennial, or would you rather be Gen Z?
Wait, early
That's
2000s. Were you
horseshit.
like
It was-
3?
It was 2005. Came out in 2005.
You were 6.
The only
I
phone I
was-
played religiously
Yeah.
on my
Six
the
or
only
seven.
game rather I played religiously on my phone was because I was injured from work and I was up constantly because I was hurt and freaking couldn't sleep and all that other shit. So my brother was into Pokemon Go and we would just drive around catching Pokemon like fucking losers.
What about
I did
Snake?
that-
Snake sucked. But on Nextel.
So you didn't play Snake, is what you're saying?
No,
All
I
I know
didn't.
is this side of the table sucks.
I'm all right with it.
We're never
know.
doing this again.
No, we're doing this a lot. At least once a month. I like this.
Yeah, I think we have to do it once a month to keep it fresh.
Yeah, this was good.
This was fun.
I like
Club
Absolutely.
Penguin.
Good job, Sal.
Thank you.
Matt's
clap up,
guess
Sal.
was,
Yeah, see, our generation threw penguins off the sides of cliffs.
yeah, Matt. Yeah. I think that's what Matt was referring to. You just do the penguins off cliff. But I think that's it. I just want to say congratulations to the Kansas University Jayhawks on winning the
Right.
national championship. Very, very well deserved. Good
Mhm.
job beating North Carolina. I don't know what happened other than that this weekend. But congratulations to the Kansas City. I almost said Kansas City Jayhawks. That you know what happened? The actual guy who's in charge of the NCAA presented them a trophy and said the Kansas City Jayhawks, which is wrong. The Kansas University Jayhawks.
Yeah, besides the good Kansas City's in Missouri anyway.
I was dying. My father was
both states.
Yeah. The good part is in Kansas, is in Missouri. All right.
Yeah, I know.
I had a golf league that night, and as I was driving home, my father was calling me up. He's like, "This game is bullshit. This game is horseshit. The fucking refs with their bullshit fouls." He goes, "They're trying to give it to fucking NC. This is bullshit." I'm like, "Dude, I don't watch basketball like that." He just, "Oh, I'm just saying, it's bullshit." I'm like, "All right, relax, man, relax. It's gonna be okay."
The referees the entire tournament were brutal. Apparently
they
were horrible.
I heard they did really good when NC played Duke. I heard they did really, really well.
No, funny thing about that is that game, though, it was both sides. Like, they were shitty for both teams. In the first half, Duke had 5 fouls in the first 5 minutes of the game, and UNC had 0. And then when it came to the second half, UNC had like 7 fouls and Duke had 0. It like 1. It was insane. Duke was in the bonus well before, like, maybe halfway through that second half. And they said that the coach of UNC was a Hubert Davis. Yeah. He was like giving it to the refs. They were like, he's screaming at the refs right now because it's so lopsided in the second half.
Giving him the business.
He was going crazy.
All I know is
so that would be actually fair.
Yeah, Duke didn't win. Duke didn't win.
Denied.
No stairway.
And if the refs had anything to do with it,
good call.
All right, well, I think that about.
You know why? Because Duke University is straight up
pajamas.
How dare you? That's hurtful. All right, Nick,
did you go to Duke?
Bring us on home.
Did you go to Duke? Then don't worry about it.
I didn't go to Duke. You don't have to go to Duke to become a fan.
I wanted to go to Florida State, but I'm poor. But I have a great reason for wanting to go to Florida State. They have a circus, and I figured if the college thing didn't work out, I could join the circus and be a clown.
Listen. I got a full ride to Duke on a lacrosse scholarship, and, well, we know how that turned out.
Jesus. They were innocent. They were found innocent.
It took me a second to figure that out, and then I was like, when did he play lacrosse? Oh, shit.
Light bulb. All right, Nick, take us on home.
Well, we appreciate you joining us all at the Scoreboard Addicts podcasts. From all of us here, we'll see you again next week, and thanks for spending this time with us.
Forgot to end the broadcast.